We have become familiar with so much in the way of modern technology. In recent years, things like telephones, computers, electric lights, and televisions have become necessities for many Americans, not the luxuries they once were. It is hard to imagine that much of the technology used today was once a sketch on a piece of paper, or just a thought in someone's head. Since the late 19th century, technology of all kinds has been advancing at a remarkable rate. The telephone has gone mobile, computers now fit on your lap, and televisions are in high definition. But for most Americans, the advancements in lighting technology seem to have passed them by. We still rely on the same product Thomas Edison designed nearly 130 years ago. We have come so far over the past century, but all of what you see here was illuminated by the exact same technology. An incandescent bulb is made up of a metal filament and a vacuum-sealed bulb. Add electricity, and you get light. It's pretty simple. It's so simple that the first electric street lamp was installed only 15 years after the end of the Civil War. But touch one of these bulbs while it's on, and you'll quickly realize that the bulb also gives off heat. In fact, up to 90% of the energy used to power the bulb goes to heat, and only 10% goes to producing light. But today, we don't have to waste so much. The technological age that we live in deserves a light that lives up to its standards. And we have them. We just don't use them.
Part of it is because in some cases people don't understand long-term cost versus initial cost. They have a tendency to look at the initial price when in reality long-term it's going to cost them more because they have to replace the incandescents frequently. But the other reasons that people continue to use the incandescent is because there are some niche applications, decorative lighting for instance, where they have not been able to develop replacement fluorescent tubes. Longer term, we see some of the LED or solid state lighting replacing a lot of those particular applications because we can make the solid state lighting so small that it will fit into some of those niche applications quite readily.
Luckily, those on the cutting edge in the lighting industry see a new, greener future for the light bulb.
Well, Philips had made this decision in the prior year, in 2006, to urge governments around the world to pass legislation or regulations, as the case may be, to take the least efficient lighting products out of the marketplace.
But it takes much, much more than one company to promote a greener future for all of us. It takes everyday people like you and me.
Every person, as they grow up, should take an interest in the civic affairs of their community and of their country. These are very important things. Decisions are being made every day that affect our lives, and those who get involved are the ones that are going to have the greatest influence in making these decisions. But at the very basic levels, every citizen has a right to write to their congressmen and their senators and urge the adoption of policies they favor or the defeat of policy proposals that they think are bad for the country. Every person has the right to go visit their senator or congressman. Philips develops relationships with legislators on Capitol Hill, and so we bring ideas to them that we think have a reasonable chance of succeeding, and we present to them an argument as to why we think they should be supporting those ideas. And if you're smart and good at what you do, and you have the reputation of being with a good company, then you have a pretty good chance of succeeding on Capitol Hill. So the first thing I did was approach Earth Day Network and other environmental advocacy organizations to see if they would join us to create a coalition in advocating this policy. Philips being the largest lighting company in the world and voluntarily essentially saying we're ready to make this change and all the investments it will require to make this, that alone was a pretty powerful argument. Now inviting Earth Day Network and inviting other environmental organizations to be involved in this activity was to add to a sense of inevitability of the strong political support we had for this goal.
Earth Day Network joined the Lighting Efficiency Coalition along with Philips of North America to help finally ban and phase out the incandescent light bulb. This coalition then worked for almost a whole year to get that accomplishment through Congress with the 2007 Energy Bill. That bill included legislation to ban that bulb by 2016. The ramifications of this are incredible. Just in the US alone, we could save $18 billion from phasing out that bulb. But it's also smart because it's a market-based solution, because we're not making consumers and businesses and individual people have to change their bulbs overnight.
So what was in that bill? Of course, the long-term goals of a better light bulb, but also all automobiles must achieve a fuel efficiency of 35 miles per gallon. The government will also try to lead by example, with all Energy Star-rated products required for federal buildings. In the bigger picture, there will be more funding for research in alternative energy, green job training to help make that research a reality, upgrading our old electric grid to a smart grid, and much, much more. One of the best ways to create change is to start in our schools. By helping schools update their lighting systems, Earth Day Network and Philips are providing examples to the next generation of how to be respectful of our Earth.
Earth Day Network and Philips Lighting of North America believe that this is an incredible opportunity to also put into schools. Why? Because schools should be some of the first recipients to receive the benefits of new technologies, so that they can teach the students about what's coming in the future, as well as reap the benefits first. A green school using the U.S. Green Building Council's rating of LEED for Schools can save $100,000 a year, and most of that comes from energy efficiency. So we've worked with Philips to implement light bulb swap outs at schools nationwide. We've literally swapped out thousands of bulbs so that schools can reap that benefit in terms of money saved, carbon saved, and also enlighten the educational process.
From your home to school, all the way to Capitol Hill, there's real change we can make every day for the environment. What step will you take in your lighting future?